Welcome to IPL 5. This is Gwin here with Quantic Gaming. With me, of course, is Livinpink, and we have someone who's on IPL staff this time around. Usually you might see him in a blue shirt that's got a horse on the side of it. His name is Sheth. It's the man or bear himself. So with that said, I think we're gonna double interview you here. Sheth, can you handle that? He's taking a vow of silence, by the way. Jen, take it away.
So this weekend you're casting, but you did try to make the qualifiers. How did that go?
Well, in one of them, I believe I lost to Masan, who's an up-and-coming Zerg player, and I played really well. And another one, I think I lost to another Zerg. I really don't remember which one in that time. But moral of the story is I really should work on my ZVZ sum and hopefully improve there. But either way, I had another qualifier that I could have went to, but then I got offered to be a caster here. And I thought, well, for one event, I thought it'd be really, really fun to be a caster.
And how is that going for you?
Really, really fun. A lot of really, really cool things here so far at this event.
Would you be interested in casting more in the future? Is that more of just a one-time gig?
It's definitely always an option. You never want to just be like, I'm only a player or I'm only a caster, at least in my situation. Because I still love playing. I still think it's my number one love in this business. But if I ever get tired or just think I need some time to prepare so I don't play bad games or just something like that, I can commentate a game if I don't qualify or something like that.
Talk to me a little bit about just sort of the tournament experience from a player standpoint versus a caster standpoint, because I've only experienced it ever from the caster side of things. So okay, so a little bit.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
I was gonna go with it, man.
It made no sense when I was doing that. I just wanted to mess with you. It's a lot different. From a player side, you always have kind of in the back of your head, well, I want to make it far. I don't want to lose. You want to make it into a place that you're happy with. And there's a lot of pressure there. You want to give good games for people watching. You never want to have a bad game where people are like, oh, that's why are you here? So, but as a commentator, I guess you should feel the same way. You should feel like, I don't want these people to be like, why is he commentating this? Mm-hmm. But for whatever reason, I haven't gotten that response yet, right? I haven't had people who stop commentating, stop casting. And I've had people, who are like, well, why is he playing? Like that sort of thing. It's not rare, it's not common. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's still a lot of pressure where, for me, it's just easier to be a commentator. You can't lose, hopefully, at commentating.
Well, I don't know. I think you might be able to, but it's not something that most people do, and it's not something I'm sure that you'll do with the background and playing and knowledge.
I might throw some matches of commentating.
Oh. How do you do that?
I don't know.
Let's come up with a way. How could you throw a match commentating? Maybe if you
vow of silence, man.
Vow of silence?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah,
build order win. Throwing matches.
I know
how do you feel about casting other matches that don't involve a Zerg in it? Is it harder for you?
Well, I feel like I'm much dumber, right? It's like I don't understand all the intricacies. When I'm Zerg, I'm like, okay, he's obviously doing this. This is a bad idea. This is a good idea. Like everyone should know that this could be slightly better with this effect. And with other races, I mean, I still understand it. I've played it at least low GM of all races, no big deal. So I have at least understanding of it. I especially know when another race plays Zerg. But either way, I just feel a little bit more uncomfortable, but it's still a lot of fun, and hopefully I still impart some knowledge.
Talking about uncomfortable, I heard you hurt your foot.
Yeah. First of all, there was like a power plug for my phone or something sticking up, and I stepped on it with my foot, and it just went ways in. And then when I was packing my laptop...
Did you need stitches for that?
I don't know. It happened right before I traveled here, so it's just...
So it's like bleeding in your shoe right now?
It's not. This was like a few days ago. It's still open, but it's not bleeding or anything.
Just making sure. We don't need to get a transfuse for you or something.
If I start talking and slurring my words,
let's
maybe...
get a queen here, right?
That's what I said. Get a transfuse for...
I get it.
A medevac?
Yeah. No, please, Zerg. I guess if it was an allied game, then medevacs could heal you.
Still a bio unit. Can be healed by medevac. But if we're the same team, huh?
Yeah, well, that's what I said, allied.
Oh.
Yeah.
I want a sentry. It's a guardian shield, to be honest.
All right, so you stepped on a power plug, and I heard that wasn't the end of it. There was more.
Well, now you revealed that I've told you this story before. But yeah, just when I was packing my laptop, I dropped it on my foot as well.
The
Was that like
Yeah, the same
you
foot.
you stepped on the power plug and then dropped the laptop
No,
on
no.
to force
This
it farther
was
in?
way
No?
different time periods.
Oh, okay.
Like a day or two off.
Okay. That's how big is your laptop?
It's not like a super heavy laptop, but it's not like
A netbook.
yeah,
Okay.
How big is your foot?
average size foot. It swell up a little bit, but it's okay.
And your shoes are uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah. I bought new shoes, so I'd look fancy, and on the same foot, the shoes are kind of cutting into it a little. So
yeah.
I walk like this, and so now my calf on that foot hurts too because I walk like this to not cut my foot.
Hopefully you won't have to walk too much though. Since you're
Yeah.
casting, it should be all right.
Yeah, I don't have to run around everywhere. It's nice.
Get at stations.
thing.
You just have to sit at a casting booth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious with the when you talked about casting and talked about when there's a Zerg, you really feel like you understand the matchup. Obviously,
Maybe.
do you ever feel like you're being overcritical of players or undercritical of players, Zerg players in particular?
I think usually I'm overcritical.
Okay.
Oh, that's a tongue twister. I don't know why, but yeah, usually overcritical. Where obviously I'm not like trying to say these guys are playing bad.
Right.
I'm just saying I saw something really cool that if you're watching it and I'm watching it, this can make both of our play better and his too if he knows about it. So maybe he watches this cast and he's like, oh, like that's at least my thought. I'm never like, look how bad he is. He messed up here a little bit, right? It's just.
Do you have
he can
any?
do better?
If you casted a game against like your ZVZ rival, would you maybe be a little bit more critical?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Why? Why would I?
I don't know.
I don't have a ZVZ rival.
You don't have a ZVZ rival? Okay.
No.
Oh, I was just curious.
Who do you practice with?
A lot of people. I mean, it's just whoever is really good and available at the time, and whoever's on Skype, basically. It's like the pro gamer, like better channel. Like because Blizzard and StarCraft 2 don't have like a pro gamer channel. We just have Skype channels.
Nice.
Works.
So, did you ever expect to become a pro gamer? Or did you have other plans for yourself prior to that?
That's a deep, long question. I guess the point of it is something like when I was growing up, my dad was like, you can't do this as a profession ever. Don't try. And I was like, okay. And then just while I was in college and still doing it as like a hobby or for fun, I got offered a job where, you could have travel, you'd have salary. And I was like, well, let's do it. Let's try it. And so even though I never expected it to happen, I'm very pleasantly surprised that it did.
How did your parents react to that?
Mixed bag at first, where kind of happy, kind of sad, kind of mad, kind of glad. I can't think of any more rhymes. Anyone?
Did you put college on hold to pro game?
Well, I officially now it's like I've dropped out, right? I
Okay.
haven't went to classes in a while.
Sure.
So yeah, I think 1 year left. I was going into, I guess it's almost like a residency for being a high school teacher, where I'd actually be going to school and teaching kids
Right.
for a year, and you don't get paid for it, which is really dumb. Like, but whatever.
Yep. And what were you going to be teaching?
High school math.
So those like base 8 counting with overlords, food supply, that helps,
Oh yeah, I guess a little bit.
right?
I
Have to
can,
do everything and
I can calculate +8 to my number usually.
well, I'm just saying like, you know how many units are in production, doing all
Kind
that
of.
arithmetic really quickly.
I'm
Do
not
you-
going to teach them that.
You're not going to teach them math by having them play StarCraft?
Probably not.
I'm a little bit sad. I would take your math class if you taught it using StarCraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Take your own math class.
I would. I'd be a student as well.
It's a good call.
But now that you've been doing this for a while, going back to the question,
Okay.
like, is your family okay with it now? Are they happy with it? Is that too much of a personal question?
Not at all. Just, I mean, you never know for sure how they feel, right? Like, I think they're both much happier with it. My mom might actually watch like an interview randomly,
wow.
so like you never know if she's watching this now. I have to be like, oh, they love it. It's the best.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah,
Hi, Shethman.
but in reality, I think they've gotten much more used to it than in the past, and I'm really happy with how they are with it.
How do you explain to people in the street when they ask you what you're doing for a living?
That's something I've like found like a mixture way of doing it, where I just say like, well, I play video games, and then if they seem to know what video games are, I like, okay, well, like World of Warcraft, it's made by the same people, and then I can like hopefully judge how much they know. And if they're like, oh, video games, I'm like, well, it's kind of like chess. And usually they're like, oh, chess, like they understand chess instead of video games. And I realize StarCraft isn't like chess, like it's not a moving a piece on a board, but you're moving a lot of pieces on a board somehow.
Really
So,
fast.
Yeah. So
Super chest.
that's how I do it.
Makes sense.
So, kind of talking about maybe the future a little bit.
The future.
The future, yeah, it's nebulous, right? But,
Is it really?
well, I mean, if you want to get really technical
I do.
about it, then yeah, it's quite nebulous.
Okay.
But anyway, the
I can throw them off a little bit.
we do have Heart of the Swarm coming up. What do you think that's going to do to sort of the current balance of power from foreigners and Koreans and Kespa players?
I don't think it'll change it at all.
You don't think it'll change at all?
You don't
He's-
think it's gonna give a little boost to like foreigners? Because, I mean, in the beta, I remember back in the days, like foreigners were kind of creative, and it kind of gave them an edge for a small while, and then it kind of faded down.
I felt like primarily it was just the scene in Korea wasn't established. Like their
Okay.
ladder scene wasn't as good. But now if you look at like just ladders, and you take the base skill of each ladder, it's very, very, very easy to see that it's just the Korean ladder that has overall the best players.
Yeah.
So I can't see a world where that doesn't just transfer over into Heart of the Swarm, especially with how Heart of the Swarm has just added a few new units, and they haven't really changed very much at all, to be honest.
Are you happy or sad they removed the Warhound?
I liked it in the fact that it was a good new unit that added like something cool to Terran. So I think overall pretty sad.
I'm sad too.
It was a cool unit.
It was.
OP, but it's cool.
Yeah.
They could have balanced it.
Maybe.
Yeah. I love the OP units. Like that's the best thing. You just make a whole bunch of really overpowered stuff, and then it's just really cool.
Like Defilers.
Yep.
And Ultralists and Brood War.
They were good units.
They were good units. If you were going to be one Zerg unit, what Zerg unit would you be, Sheth?
Anything that can burrow and run away.
No, but like pick one. There's a couple of units that can burrow and run away.
Alright, so an infester.
All right.
Yeah.
So Sheth would be an infester.
That sounds like the most fun. I mean, you can
Yeah.
do so many things. It's like you're like spitting
Fungal.
infested Terrans
You like
They're
hit your
like,
friends with
"Don't
like a
move."
ball,
and mind control. Like,
Yeah,
how cool is that?
that'd be the best one.
and like you could just like if you hated like an ally or something, like you just mind control him and have him kill like your ally, just for like
You're
to
like,
mess
I didn't
with
do
him.
it.
Yeah, like it's a free murder.
Wow. Never
So
thought of it that
matter,
way.
right? The
Yeah.
truth comes out, guys. You got it here first. How do you feel about people calling you manner?
Hey, if they think that, it's great, and I try my best with it. But
You're like,
Sheth,
I don't know, just me.
on that topic, I've heard that when you get really frustrated, you just like compliment the person instead, or you say something weird to the.
You're looking really good today, buddy.
I know exactly what you're talking about. No, you know what I'm talking about too.
No, I was complimenting you like
Oh, okay.
out of.
Well,
the
thank
thing,
you.
but- No,
What?
never mind.
Oh, no, I see.
You got it now.
Yeah, I got it now.
Cool.
I'm gonna go hide in a corner
no.
and cry.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't think I compliment people when I'm mad at them. Usually the opposite.
What do you say when you get upset?
Generic upset things.
Generic upset things.
Yeah.
Oh.
Depends on what they do, right?
I thought there was some screenshot on Reddit. I'm gonna find it one day.
Okay.
Send it to you.
Do it.
Yeah.
how would you imitate an infestor?
You have to be more specific. Like, how would I like
Mimic
do a
it
dance?
with an arm right now.
What? With an arm?
That's my mind
Just
control.
like that? I just like throw infested Terrans.
That's how you throw infested Terrans.
They could
Oh.
like juggle them. I love juggling, so
You
you could,
jungle.
like, juggle infested Terrans.
Sheth can juggle. It's true.
Oh, that's true. We saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like juggling
Multi-talented.
sometimes.
Do you have any other hidden talents?
Juggling's probably the best hidden talent I have.
Do you have other ones though? You said it's the best. That implies there might be more.
I don't know. I play sports. I write, but I mean.
What
I
what
draw.
sports do you play?
Football primarily.
Football.
I'm not very good at any of those things, right? But I try.
But you're fantastic at StarCraft. So we forgive you for not being
Maybe.
good at football.
Thank you.
Right, Jen? We forgive
Yeah.
him?
No, not forgiven.
One day.
I will hold that grudge forever.
One day, guys. One day.
One day. All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Sheth, any shout outs you'd like to make?
I think we should go on for another like 20 minutes.
Well, we can do that too.
Yeah. Okay.
Jen, next question?
No, I'm just kidding. Let's go ahead and wrap it up.
Okay. Any
Any
shout outs?
do you have?
Oh, that I have.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank you for allowing us to interview you.
Okay.
And I'd like to thank Quantic for being awesome and allowing us to have so much fun.
They have cool microphones.
We do.
Yeah. Okay. Any shout outs for you? Cheers. Any shout outs for you?
Why do I have to do shout outs? Okay.
Why do I have to do shout outs?
Shout out to Sheth and Team Liquid,
Thank you.
to IPL and to Quantic, and to the people who watch my stream. Hi,
Alright.
Mom.
And shout out for you guys watching. Thank you very much.